settles in under a heavy sky. Cooler air, nearby rain, and a day that feels uncertain around the edges. We're leaving Billings behind, headed toward the Beartooth Highway. One of those stretches of road you don't fully understand until you're on it. A road I'd heard about and seen on maps, but the anticipation of finally driving that stretch didn't fade, even with the rain settling in. The forecast last night wasn't great. Rain, maybe worse. The kind of mountain weather that makes you pay attention a little more than usual. All you can do is ease into it, take what the morning gives you, and the miles as they come. You can see it, but it's snowing.
And that you'll send after you get cell signal again, yep.
Driving the Beartooth Highway right now, and it looks like we just got above tree line based off of how that looks and the fact the trees are down there. So don't know what I could see on that camera, but yeah, just let a few cars pass me because I'm going slow. And I think I got a message back from my dad on my Garmin inReach. my first time entering Yellowstone, and the trip, again, starts to feel different.
We're driving back through Lamar Valley after eating lunch at a pullout. So to see from the other side, and maybe try and stop and take some photos, at least of bison. We're sitting here in Lamar Valley. I'm making talk late. We have nowhere to be. The only plans for this evening are to go to maybe the Mammoth area, maybe eat dinner there, and then go to Gardiner for where we're staying tonight. So there's a bunch of bison on the other side of the road, on the south side of the road from where we are. And there's like an unofficial pullout. So luckily I was in the truck and just kind of parked over into the ditch. So I'm sitting here waiting to see if maybe one of them will get a little bit closer, because even with the monster lens, it's still not quite long enough for what I want, and I'm not going to try and cross the road and get down off the road where they are, because that's probably a little too dangerous. Hey, Cybertruck.
Oh my god.
I don't think I'd want to drive an electric vehicle in the park.
No.
Unless you got a generator with you.
Yeah.
I don't know what the mileage is on them.
I don't either.
But I don't know. I'm paranoid enough about fuel with getting 14 miles per gallon if I'm lucky in the truck.
Yep.
But yeah, we're going to sit here for a little bit longer. And then this is our third drive down Lamar Valley. So we came in from Cook City, across Beartooth Highway, then Cook City, and drove one way. There were people stopped a while back, and I think they probably saw something up on the mountain, and there wasn't a good spot big enough for me to fit the truck to park. So we just kept on driving, and then I've seen a few bison. We stopped at one of the areas where you can walk down to the Lamar River. Is that right? Is that the Lamar River? Whatever that is, right there.
That's right.
But it's also a horse trail. So there are a bunch of horseshoe prints, what I was walking down. But there were some bison over there. But I only had my 70 to 200. I didn't have my 200 to 800, so I could not get more of the composition I was after. But yeah, we're just kind of waiting, killing time, and from here mosey back on down Lamar Valley for probably the last time, even though I may be tempted to drive it again. Todd may talk me out of it at that point, but
I'm along for the ride.
yeah. I've been planning this trip for so long, and I was anticipating good weather, and we just had rain and snow and cloud cover the entire time across Beartooth Pass, and I was a little disappointed at first, but it was kind of neat to drive it in that environment also.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the first snow of the season for 2025. I mean, nothing really stuck. There was a little bit of snow on the ground up near the top. But it was neat to experience that. Snow in September is not something that I've ever experienced before. We don't get that in Tennessee.
Nope.
Well, there's a couple bison getting a little bit closer, so maybe in a little bit I can get a photo or two.
on toward Mammoth, a stretch of road that starts to show just how big Yellowstone really is. Long valleys, rising hills, and the sense that the park keeps opening up around every turn. It was the first hint of how the next few days were going to feel: wide, varied, and bigger than anything I'd expected. We took some time to explore the Upper Terrace Loop Drive before stopping in the Albright Visitor Center and then grabbing a bite to eat at the Terrace Grill in Mammoth. The last stretch out of the park went by fast. A quick drive toward Gardiner, and a stop for fuel before settling in for the night. Then it's the familiar routine: unload the bags, set up the laptop, and start working through the footage before I can call the day done. 5 days in, the nights still feel rushed, but this is a moment to reset, to pause before the morning starts again.